Hi, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Afterbirth Podcast. Today, we're just here to chat. We're going to have a good time. I know it because you know who my guest is for today, and it's Noemie Gaines, half of the Gaines Empire.
Gaines Empire, yes.
The manager of the Gaines Empire, actually, right? Like, let's really...
I'm the brains behind all of it.
Let's really put it on the table, exactly what it is, right? But also a mother of two of my little nieces, and an entrepreneur. And many, many, many other things that we're going to talk about. Yeah. Okay, so I know you're up here for a mother retreat, a mom vacation,
yes,
if you will.
You're
not, you don't exist as a mom right now. You're just Noemie.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I don't know them kids.
What kids?
They're not here.
Right. And so I take that back, actually. So I just wanted to talk about who we are outside of motherhood. And I thought this was the perfect time. Like, you're taking a relaxed time for yourself. We talked earlier today and you're like, no one has called me mom in 24 hours and it feels blissful.
Amazing.
Wonderful. And I've just been seeing that you've been posting a lot more about that. Like, whether it be you and Kier, just taking time for yourselves, like reconnect to each other, but you're also reconnecting with yourselves individually. So I'm like, this is beyond important. And I feel like a lot of moms need that permission.
Yeah.
And the permission is through seeing other moms do it, right? I think I have a lot of people that speak to me in DMs and ask, like, how do you live so much of your life? Like, I just feel so stuck with my child. I feel so I feel like this is really important for us to talk.
For sure.
Talk about, talk through.
Right? Love. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Let's get into it.
Okay, perfect. Okay. All right. So your content, I feel like, do you feel like people come to you through here a lot?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Every time.
Let's turn that on its head today, because I feel like you have so much of your own thing. I mean, you really do. Don't you?
I
right?
do.
Like,
I do.
You have so much of your own thing. And I feel like you have a really fulfilling life outside of motherhood and outside of being an amazing wife. Thank you. And so, yeah, like, I really just want to get to know you a little bit more on that end. And I guess, again, like I said, be that person who kind of gives permission to whatever mother, whatever woman is listening to this today to just do them and watch things unfold. So, well, let's first talk about how you became a mother in the first place. So was that an easy journey for you at all? Like, what's the story?
Absolutely not. So the real story is Kier and I were actually broken up when I found out that I was pregnant.
Oh!
So, like, we ended up getting back together. We weren't, like, when you first break up, you're still trying to figure out, like, what we are. It's just a bad argument, really. And we started talking. We didn't really, like, have a conversation about our relationship. We were like, okay, we're not completely done. And we spent a couple of days together just trying to figure things out. And I remember I went home and I don't know. Like, this was back at the time where, like, I always had pregnancy tests. I was late. I had PCOS. Like, it was always something. So I'm like, I know I'm not pregnant.
Yeah.
So I
whatever. Just check it.
I pee on a stick.
Yeah.
10 seconds later, it says pregnant.
Right.
Like, it was like, girl.
Like, the plus sign was
girl,
bright.
you knew. Girl, you knew. And I had just graduated from law school. I had just taken the bar. I hadn't found out whether I passed or no. I think I just found out that I didn't pass.
Wow.
Yeah, so
there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. And I remember calling my mom. My mom wasn't my first call. My cousin was my first call because I'm like, my mom's going to kill me. And she was just like, just tell her. So I called my mom. I let her know. She starts crying on the phone because she knew I had PCOS.
Oh.
And a couple of months before, I had found out that, like, I wasn't getting a period. My doctors all said it would take forever for me to get pregnant. I may not even get pregnant.
Yeah.
Horrible medical, you know what I mean?
Of course.
Situation, of course. And
as a black woman.
All of the stereotypes, all the things that you think happened.
You went through it.
Yep. And she was just like, look, you graduated from law school. You have a job. This is a blessing. Yeah. So regardless of the way that it happened, she's like, I got you. I'm going to support you. And then after that, I went into Kier. He was stressed. At the time, he was very understanding. And then, like, a couple of months later, he finally told me how he felt. But I was a wreck. I was a wreck. I was, like, crying in the street.
Yeah.
Like,
why? Did you feel, like, embarrassed? Or did you feel like I didn't go about it the right way?
It's not that I felt embarrassed. I just didn't feel like I had a strong enough foundation. Like, I felt like I didn't pass the bar. I wasn't sure where I was going to live. Like, I was interviewing for a whole bunch of jobs in New York. I was still in DC. Like, I just didn't feel settled. Like, it didn't fit the fairy tale of what I expected my life to be. Even though it was with Kieran, and I loved him, and I think even now you can see how amazing of a father he is. But at the time, our relationship was really rocky, and I didn't know what would happen. But I was in a position where I could afford it. I had a job. We were going to do it.
Yeah,
we were going to do
regardless,
it. And after a couple of months, I just said, you know what, we're going to figure it out. And so far, so good.
I mean,
it worked out.
Just a little bit
Praise
worked
God,
out.
it
Right?
worked out. Praise God, it
and
worked
in the
out.
way it worked out. I mean, watching your family unfold has been, many people's pleasure, and it's a blessing to all of us, right? What happened to you blessed many and many and many and many people over and over again. So
y'all are seeing it in real time too.
Yeah.
Y'all are seeing everything in real
is
time.
Uncut and very raw. I mean, even like if you guys meet any challenges, you guys make sure to share those with us. And I feel like that's extremely important because people think like he's a therapist, you're a lawyer, you're a stay-at-home mom, and you guys have it figured out, obviously,
and
because we know how to communicate 24/7 and all these things happen. That's not realistic.
That's
and
not
I really do
realistic
appreciate that you guys don't portray to in a way that is unrealistic. Yeah. It's like helpful in that way. But I mean, so we just, you're a mom now. You're a mom of 2 now. So it worked out and then it worked out again. So, I mean, from can't to look at us now.
I know. That's what I remind myself. Anytime it's like really, really ghetto at the house, there's a lot going on. It's like, you know what?
There wasn't a time that it wouldn't have been possible. Yeah. And, I think just some context, I guess. We're both Haitian.
Yes.
We're both Haitian.
We're basically cousins.
Actually cousins. So, Cadence's name would have been Noemie.
That's crazy.
I named her. I knew my date, like giving birth or whatever. We were so set on Cadence already. I felt so bad saying, hey, actually, I really like this other name. So you guys named twins, almost named twins.
I love it.
But I brought that up to say, really, when you were saying like you were so nervous to tell your mom, I feel like I felt the exact same way. I had somewhat of a foundation. Like if I was going to have a baby, like I knew I would have figured it out. Something, it would have been fine. But I was really nervous to tell my mom. Why were you nervous? And is Haitian mom the reason?
I mean, honestly, I'm afraid to tell my mom everything. Like, I never know what the response is going to be.
Yeah.
And anything that deviates from like the path, like I was the golden child.
Yeah.
In my family, I was the one that went to, that had the best grades. Really I was the kid that was in all the activities. I was the ambitious kid. I was in the pageants. I was in theater. Like I was the kid that everyone in my family knew would make it out and be fine. And when this happened so soon after I graduated, like before I even established myself as a lawyer, I was like, what is everybody going to say? What are they going to think? Like, am I going to be not the failure of the family, but like I was so close to what my family told me what success looked like.
Yeah.
And
now
I'm not there. I know. And then I'm not married and he's not Haitian.
Yeah.
Girl.
No, there was a lot of layers there that we had to I was not married. I'm barely dating this person. Well, we've known each other for quite some time, but didn't meet parents or anything like that. Like they don't make space for that.
Yeah, they
it's
don't.
Just like you just come with a family, but you're trying to figure it out on the side. So yeah, but I mean, guess we had the same ending. Like my mom also surprised me with her response. Yeah, I thought she was gonna be like super judgmental, which is her nature. But she was crying immediately. And I was like, oh, okay. And then she hugged me and I'm like, okay, but now it was like my turn to catch up to. It's like I told her, but then I still had to catch up to what was about to happen to me. Like life as we know it's about to be no longer.
When did that hit you?
I think when I'm about to be so honest.
Because I'm going to share my answer too. I want to hear yours.
Okay. Mine's a little dark. You ready?
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
When I got pregnant, it wasn't an accident we planned for it. We both said we wanted a child. Like and I was gung-ho about it. I was not yet privy. I wasn't aware of the fact that I was dealing with someone who was manipulative, who was mirroring a lot of things that I was saying. It wasn't really like what he wanted to do. And I wasn't listening, all the red flags were there, but they were not red flags to me at the time. And I remember the second I said, like, let him know I was pregnant, things like flipped almost immediately. And so I kept going kind of back and forth. Okay, am I going to do this? Am I not going to do this? I didn't feel connected, but I felt like there was a sense of responsibility on me. Then I told my mom. And then I remember going to the OBGYN, who I didn't really have a great connection with in the first place. She was really like off-putting, but this was my first time dealing with an OBGYN for this matter. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess this is how they are. Let me, I wasn't challenging.
What is it? Bedside
manner. I wasn't challenging her authority. But I remember going in for an appointment. I really can't remember how many weeks or whatever I was along. And, she finished her checkup and everything. And I sat up and I was like, what if I didn't want to go through with this pregnancy anymore? And she was like, well, you should have told me that last week because you're past this, like the cutoff time. You're past the cutoff time. So it's here for you now. That's exactly what she said to me.
Oh my God.
And I was like, okay, thank you. I remember just leaving so sad. Yeah, she left so abruptly. And I, got back dressed and everything, whatever, and left silently. And I got in my car. It's like I wanted to cry so bad, but I said, I just have to lay in the bed that I made. And that I feel like that shaped my whole pregnancy. Like I just got to get to the finish line. I did it. I'm here. I got to get to the finish line, whatever it is. So they hit me that day. Like, you're about to, like, life is done. It felt like life was done at the moment.
Yeah, it does. It does. First of all, I'm glad that you shared that because I think a lot of times when we see online, like the pregnancy announcement stories, and when you don't have that experience, you're like, am I not normal?
I absolutely did not. I didn't do a gender reveal. I didn't do pictures. I didn't do any of it. I was like, my head was down. I just had to keep healthy, keep alive, keep like surviving this person who was like tormenting me the entire pregnancy. And I just had to get to the finish. I didn't do any of those things. So yeah, when people are like showing their like, everyone on my timeline right now is pregnant. They're doing the most beautiful. And like till this day, it kind of, I'm like, wow, like if I had to do it over again, I wonder if, I don't know. I wonder if I would do it differently. Like be a bit more loud about my pregnancy.
I think everything happens for a reason. I think you're making up for that. Like, I think it's fine.
Thank you.
I think it's fine.
She's fine. She's celebrated now. Right?
I mean, she's America's niece at this point. Like, honestly, for real.
She's really celebrated. Like, I mean, things work out how they're supposed to work out for sure. What about you? What do you?
So for me, it's not necessarily dark, but it's very delayed. Okay. It's very delayed. I will say that I don't really remember my pregnancy with Emery then. Like, I think I was just going through the motions. I'm type A. So I was just like, let me just do all the things that I have to do. And I remember it didn't hit me till after she was born. And it came in kind of waves. Like, I feel like I disassociate a lot, especially when there's a lot going on. And I remember I was in the hospital and my mom, she came and Kira was dropping her back off at our apartment. And I was with the baby by myself. Emery's the first diaper I've ever changed. The first baby. For some reason, I've gotten out of holding babies. Don't know why. Never had the baby experience. Never really wanted it. Knew I wanted to be a mom eventually, but it wasn't.
Didn't think about the in-between.
No, I was like, it's going to happen. I don't know how. And I remember she just kept staring at me. And I'm like, I felt like she could see my soul. I felt like she can see my thoughts. I feel like I just saw this like little baby that's looking at me to be their everything. And that was the moment I was like, oh, shoot. Like, yeah, and this is real. Like I can't fake an emotional connection with you. I don't feel like I was super connected throughout the pregnancy. I mean, Kira and I were together and then we were broken up and then we got back together. And I think it was very like, am I okay? And I had a pretty decent pregnancy. There were no health issues with her. But in that moment, it's like, I have to figure this out. Like, I guess we're going to love each other and we're going to do this thing. And it's like, I remember like all of my other friends just talking about how connected they were to their babies and how connected they were to their pregnancy. And I don't know if I avoided it. I don't know what it was, but it did not hit me till that day.
Wow. I mean, like that's really powerful to say out loud because it wasn't until years later that I'd read that is not abnormal, actually, to not feel. People make it seem like this fairy tale
that makes
thing.
Me feel better.
I feel like a lot of people make it up. Sorry. I feel like people make it because it's a stranger.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's exactly how I felt.
Yes, this person grew inside of me or whatever, but it's alien like. They come out and I had a C-section. So I didn't even see anything happening. I woke up in another room and there was a baby next to me. I was
Which
like,
is wild.
Like it's crazy. It's jarring. Your hormones are trying to find their way back to, common sense, anything. And you're literally less aware. You're dumber after pregnancy. Nothing is normal. Your entire brain chemistry is completely different. So when people are like, oh my God, love at first sight, I saw the baby and I just knew, maybe, sure, not to discount other mothers' experiences or other birthing people's experiences, but it is not abnormal to not feel an instant connection to a complete stranger, especially one who is about to upend your life.
Like legit. Still doing it.
Hello.
For the rest of my life.
Every year, it's a different something. So if you didn't know that, you're not crazy.
I appreciate it. I don't share it often. I mean, I share it when we have these moments because it's oh, this is safe.
And it's in a safe space. Yeah, but I mean, I can imagine even in some groups that you say that and they're like,
it's not always safe. Motherhood is definitely like something that people judge people on their motherhood journeys. It's like all over the social media. It's all of that's what people talk about. It's how we judge each other as mothers.
How I mother versus how you mother.
Listen, I'm over it.
I said no thank you for me.
Yeah.
I think I really make sure to not engage with any of that so it doesn't come up on my
you have to be intentional about it.
A lot.
I do it too. I started maybe not necessarily unfollowing, but just not engaging with that content as much. Because
what do you see? Like, what type of judgments are you seeing?
I see a lot, especially now that I'm technically a stay-at-home mom. I mean, I don't think I am, but according to the definition, I guess you can call it that sometimes. I work at home.
Yeah.
And my primary responsibility are the kids, but it's just like my life doesn't revolve around
the children. Mm-hmm.
It doesn't. It doesn't. In moments, it does. Like I have this concept that I always talk about where it's harmony over balance.
Yeah.
And I feel like balance is like you're giving not necessarily equal, but an allocated amount of time and effort and thought to different things. It's not like that for me.
Right.
To me, it's about alignment. Today, it's not about the kids.
Absolutely.
I don't know what's going on with them.
Yeah.
I don't know what they have due. I don't know.
We know they're healthy. We know they're safe.
We know exactly. But right now, it's about me. And sometimes there are going to be moments where the kids have to be my priority.
Yeah.
Like coming here, all the prep that I had to do to make sure they were the priority. Rest maybe wasn't.
Right.
But now that I'm here,
there are other priorities.
You just have to, need to be fluid enough for you to move.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like if we looked at motherhood as something a little bit more fluid, we would have a much better experience about what our expectations are and how we feel about ourselves as mothers.
Yeah. And also maybe how to support each other in that, right? And labels not really mattering. Yeah. Because I feel like even when you said that, I'm like, what? Wait, then am I considered stay-at-home mom? But I feel like
it depends on the circles that you talk to and what they say.
Something. I mean, even today, neither of us I haven't been home all day. It's 5-something. I have not been home all day. So I don't know. I don't have a traditional job. Some people would say we're still stay-at-home moms because we are able to prioritize our kids.
Probably.
But I mean, whatever it is.
Whatever you want to be right now.
Whatever it is, we're making it work. We're making it work and we're doing the things that we need to do for our kids to succeed.
Exactly. You're a working mother. Period.
Thank you.
Where you work, what you do doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I'm a working mom and I want my kid to see that I work.
And she does.
And I think that's super, super important. Even for a traditional, in a sense, stay-at-home mom, I think it is, it's really important that the kids are seeing their mom take value in something, whatever that may be.
Absolutely.
So judgment even on that side to me feels like antithesis of community and motherhood, period.
Because it doesn't make sense.
It's not right. It's not right. But I mean, with you, I guess being seen as a stay-at-home mom, I mean, hello, like you've gone to law school. I know you said you failed the bar once, then you failed the bar a second time. So then walk me through how life changed for you guys right after that.
Yeah. So the second time I took the bar, Emery was born. I was breastfeeding. So I was getting all of the breastfeeding accommodations and the extended time, literally pumping in between the bar, in between the sessions in the bar. And then when I got it takes about 3 months, at least from what I remember, it took about 3 months for us to get our test results back.
I had no idea.
And I missed it by 2 points. And at that point, I'm just like, I have this baby. I think at that point, she must have been maybe 6 months old. And I'm like, I can't do this. do I need to do this? I went to talk to my job. Do I need to do this? No. What kind of like career aspirations do I have? Is this going to get in, is this going to get in the way of that? At least not right now. So I'm like, I think I went back into, I'm the woman that can do it all. I'm going to try to, I didn't let myself just sit.
Put this down.
Put this down and be in the moment. I was so used to having to juggle everything. And I think once that happened, and I studied harder than I ever had, like there was nothing more that I could have done except not have had the baby.
Yeah.
You know, like
and we can't take that back.
We can't,
so now what?
Yeah. Like that's just not what my life looks like. So I decided to take the break. And that's when I kind of just leaned into my mental health as well. Like it was a really tough time, 6 months after having a baby. Less than a year after I graduated. No, probably like a year and some change after I graduated law school. Had a decent job building this relationship. Kira and I weren't even engaged yet, but we were in like a decent, kind of place.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you know what? Let me make sure I'm okay.
Yeah.
And like the more I focused on myself, the less important it was. And then we got into content and this just kind of took off to the point where I'm like, I haven't even looked back once.
Yeah.
Haven't looked back one time.
I love what you just said. And the more you leaned in on taking care of you, the less it mattered what your accomplishments were, like your worldly accomplishments were.
I think I'm more accomplished now.
Yeah.
Without it.
I mean, what are you doing now that the bar would have helped?
Nothing. Not a thing.
And mind you, and this is something we were talking about before you hit record, but it's like going to law school and being a lawyer are two different things. But going to law school means you've learned the same things a lawyer has.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. And I use those skills every single day.
Every single day. So who like, it's not at a loss whatsoever. It's not, and you don't always, going to law school doesn't mean your goal needs to be to take the bar.
Exactly. Or be licensed. You know what I mean? There's so many fields that you can go into just with that degree.
Yeah.
Like easily. Yeah. Easily. Most of my friends now aren't using their license. But they're all still lawyers.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I was saying too, like every other day I'm like, I should go back. I should go to law school for sure.
Yeah. Law school, yes. Be a lawyer, we'll talk.
I've never met a lawyer that said, go through with it, go be a lawyer.
Nah, man. Yeah. It's a little stressful.
But I mean, again, I think it's like all about permissions, all about like showing people that there are different routes to things because, like you don't hear that often. And so you could go to law school and be extremely successful without going to take the bar, without being a licensed lawyer. So yeah, I mean, thank you for sharing that. Like whoever, I needed to hear it.
I am not ashamed of it.
10 years ago, I needed to hear that. So, I mean, things work out again, how they work out. But yeah, of course. Thank you for that advice for sure. But okay, so now you guys are getting into all the content work, all these things, and things are moving rapidly.
Girl, fast. Real fast.
How you taking it?
I'm good now.
Yeah.
I'm good now. I think it took me some years. So we actually, the story was so random. We started vlogging in like 2017 for fun and really didn't start getting serious until 2020. So it was like just, everybody was on YouTube, family vloggers. That was just like the time.
I'm so late to YouTube.
What?
When I tell you, I feel like I learned about YouTube like 3 years ago, maybe three and a half.
Oh no. I've been following all the mommies. Like I think I was six weeks pregnant and I was following all the moms.
Yeah.
I was like, what does it look like after you have a kid? What does life look like? What do I need? Like I knew nothing. So I'm like, I'm doing type A. So I did my research on YouTube University. But yeah, fast forward to 2020, we started taking it seriously because we hit a financial snag. Like that was COVID just hit. Work was kind of crazy. Like another thing about being a lawyer, depending on what kind of law you go into, you're not making a lot of money.
Okay.
A lot of people don't make a lot of money. Yeah. So we had just bought our first house. I think, were we married yet? We had just gotten married, paid for the wedding. And this was around the time when we started getting paid for like little brand deals.
Here and there.
And it was like 200 here, 3. We were like, oh my God. Like,
you want to pay us for this?
What? Yeah. So we're like, okay, we're going to take it seriously. We started doing the sit down talk. Like that started, that's our podcast. That started making a little bit of money. And then we had an amazing viral video. I think you remember the one. Yep. The one with the baby.
He's holding the baby. And what is he on his rollerblade? What is it? He's skating down the.
No, he was walking down the street. We were in Myrtle Beach at a family member's house. In between like cookouts in the pool, like looking crazy. Like it was just one of those things. And that was actually the year prior, and he had reposted it in 2020, and it went crazy.
I mean,
like,
and I feel like
crazy
continues
viral.
to go viral.
Still, he just reposted it like yesterday, and it's
like
going
for
viral again.
Eyes going viral again.
And that happened in 2020, and that's when we, you know, all of the agencies hit us up. DBA, we're both part of DBA. They hit us up, and that changed everything.
Yeah.
That one video completely changed everything. But by that time, we had already been online. You know, we already had content online. So it wasn't necessarily new. It was just a different platform.
Level of it, right?
Totally different level.
So we know what it changed for Kier. What did it change for you?
It gave me freedom.
Okay.
It gave me freedom to discover now what I wanted to do, because like it was a huge financial shift for us. And I knew eventually that I would leave my job, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. And at the time, at the same time, I've always been a writer, and I had a blog. This was when blogging is still big. Substack is out there.
You know, I'll be on your Substack.
Yeah,
so
I love Substack's my favorite platform.
It's the platform.
Yes.
When I wake up, I go on my Substack app. Like that's what you need. Not Threads, go to the Substack app. That's where it is.
It's everything. But yeah, I had a blog, and I was just blogging about cooking and life. I love to cook, and I was trying to be a cooking blogger. I don't know what I was trying to do. And I remember I hit my first maybe 10K, and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm a celebrity, you know, everybody knows me, whatever.
Big, though.
But that was right before the 20 million view video. But him kind of focusing on content and me not having to be the person behind the scenes as much allowed me some time to really figure myself out. And I took the time to really do that. Yeah, that was like 2020. I didn't quit my job until 2023.
Okay.
So I took those 3 years to test different things out, do YouTube, do Substack, do my blog, do content, do public speaking, hang out with my friends. You know, I just did all the things to try to figure out, like, now that I don't have to be what my parents want me to be, or what, you know, my professors told me that I had to be. Like, now I can literally figure it out on my own.
Yeah.
So that opened everything for me.
And so who is Noemie now?
Noemie is all the things. Like, Noemie is whatever she feels like being that day.
Without the pressure on it.
Without the pressure. But also, like, my biggest motivation, honestly, when I think about myself, are my daughters. When you have little girls that look up to you, like my babies look up to everything that I do. They want to see how I'm doing my hair. They want to see what I'm wearing. They want to see what my friends look like. They want to see what I like to do. And I want to show them that you can be whatever you want, whenever you want. You can change your mind whenever you want. If you want to work on this project, you can work on this project. You want to do something different, you can do something different.
You don't like this man anymore, you can
leave him. You could leave him.
Yes.
You could leave him. So I mean, like, today I'm always be an entrepreneur. I'll always be a friend, sister, mother, all the things. But I think I am someone who wants to show what life looks like when you're not hustling. You know what I mean? When you're trying to live a life full of harmony, when you're trying to, you know, live in alignment with wherever you are at this point. Like, I don't want them to remember me as one thing. I just want them to remember me as someone that is well-adjusted and can move around as needed, can be whoever they need me to be at the moment, and that can also take time away without guilt to be who she wants to be.
I think that's extremely important. And going back to the Substack, you had that one post, I know I like saved immediately, and the title, what if we saw our mothers resting? What if somebody has not read that yet? What would you say the big takeaway from that article would have been?
I think the biggest takeaway is, well, just to provide a little bit of context, it started with me being really reflective about my mother. My mother and I have an amazing relationship, but we are very different. And she was the kind of person that she still went on girls' trips. She had multiple businesses. She did not mind leaving me at home while she had to do what she wanted to do. Sometimes she would take me on business trips with her. But I saw that I was very different. I was a very different business person than she was. And I would compare a lot.
How so?
I didn't rest. You know what I mean? Like, there was a point in time where, especially when I first quit, I'm like, I gotta be at home because Kier's gone And yes, I have, I was that person that would be like my little vlog and my little Substack. I definitely downplayed it at the time. And damn, I lost my train of thought.
That's
My
okay.
bad.
No,
What
it's
was I
okay.
saying?
You're saying how you compare
Oh, yeah,
yourself
yes,
to your
yes.
mom.
My mom has always been an amazing business owner and just business person in general. And she's just always been good at it.
Yeah.
She's been laser focused on what she wanted to do. Whereas me, I'm just like, I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to do that. And I realized that I was so consumed with who I thought I was supposed to be. And my mom never did that. And I'm like, how are we different? Like, I'm not hanging out with my friends as much. I had all these plans about what I wanted to do when I quit my job that I didn't do. I wasn't, I wanted to do all the homeschool stuff. Like, after summer, I'm done.
Yeah.
You do your homework, that's it. I don't have any more energy. And I was trying to live up to this caricature of the mom that I thought I needed to be.
Yeah.
And I started thinking about my mom, and it's like I never got that she felt pressured in motherhood. Motherhood it wasn't a priority for her.
Yeah.
But I never felt like she didn't love me.
Okay.
And I didn't understand how she was able to do that. And going back to the harmony thing, she was fluid. If she needed a vacation, she left.
She was going to take it.
She left.
Yeah.
And she set me up so that I was good with my cousins, my aunts, whatever. And then when she came back, she was present.
Wow.
When she needed to go to a meeting, if there was a conflict, I was there, and she made me sit there and learn what it was like to interview somebody, learn what it was like to be in a business meeting. And she just had this way of doing it, and she was just mean with it.
And
she was so good
Yeah.
about it. And I'm like, that's what it was.
Yeah.
She was able to compartmentalize and take care of herself first. And I'm like, I'm over here stressed with more help than she had. I had the nanny. I have financial stability. And it's just like, what am I not doing? I'm not chilling. I'm not spending time by myself. I'm not resting.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to come back to the resting and you pinpointing the difference between how you and your mother. But I find it really interesting that you grew up with, first of all, a very atypical Haitian mom.
Very
atypical. But
like the hippie version of Haitian moms, for sure.
Whoa, I should have been in your household. But seeing that you grew up with a mom like that, obviously being aware that you grew up with a mom who is a mother, but motherhood did not define her at all times. And then you not being that way, do you feel like then maybe it's because you wanted to be the type of mom that you needed? You thought you needed? Okay.
My mom and I really struggled. High school, I ended up going away for college, which I think was the best thing. My parents were also going through a divorce. And at the time, I was a daddy's girl. I picked sides. I picked my dad's side because at the time, they got separated when I was in 7th grade. And I feel like that's such a crucial time for a little girl.
Heck yeah.
And then I'm sure my mom needed to distance herself as well, just from the relationship. They were married for over 20 years when they got separated. And my father, I mean, he's a girl that my dad and Kia are very similar people. Like they're almost the exact same in the way that they are fathers.
Okay.
Very hands-on. So those moments where I felt like I really needed my mom, my dad was there.
Okay.
And when they finally got divorced and separated, there was a lot of drama there. And my mom is very vocal and my father wasn't. There was also a lot that I didn't know.
Okay.
So I think sometimes with men, they'll say things and that'll shift your perspective of things. So I definitely got it wrong. I got what my mom's experience was really, really wrong.
Wow.
So I think fast forward to when I got pregnant, keep in mind, I left when I was in high school. So what's that, like 17? Went to college in Atlanta. Then I moved to Miami to teach. Did not live with my mom.
Yeah. You formed your identity away from her.
Yeah. So me getting pregnant and becoming a mother was kind of us finding our way back to each other. We've always been close, but it wasn't an emotionally deep connection. There was a lot of pain. There was a lot of, unanswered questions. And I will say, like, once I became pregnant and we started having those conversations, I got to know her a lot.
Wow.
A lot. But yes, we are definitely very different in the way that we were mothered. And I think with my mom, the biggest issue was sometimes her feeling like she had to step away from mother because it was painful. I'm an only child. I'm the miracle baby. I'm the last of 3, the only one to survive. So like it's, in hindsight, I totally see where she was coming from. But I think at the time, what I love about my relationship with at least Emery now, she's 8, it's so different. Like Emery will come to me and be like, Mommy, you seem overwhelmed. Let's go. We have like a little sitting area. She's like, let's go to the sitting room and just chill. And my mom and I didn't have that. You know, she didn't really show me her emotional side. When she was angry or upset at my dad, I took it as she was angry or upset with me. When she didn't want us to be the little 3, you know, it was the 3 of us my entire life. When she lost interest in that, I took it really personally, and we never had those conversations. Yeah. So I definitely see in the way that I parent now, I'm trying to show my kids that emotional side. It's okay for them to see mommy cry. Right. It's okay to see mommy overwhelmed. Right. I want them to understand that those emotions are real and valid, and they don't make you any less human. They don't make you weak. And I think like that, I mean, I think that has a lot to do with Haitians and the way that they're raised. But, you know, she wasn't that then.
Yeah, she wasn't that. Yeah, I understand exactly what you mean. Or in the ways that she released weren't in ways that catered to a child's understanding of what's going on.
Exactly.
So, yeah, even though to us now it looks wonderful and like, what a free mom, what a free woman. But there is that balance, isn't there? And I think that's really the difficult part. So, we're talking about who we are outside of motherhood. But the thing is, we're always moms. Yep. It doesn't matter if you're on this momcation or vacation, whatever it is, you're always a mom. And so whatever you're doing when you are in that kid-free time, still some way and somehow trickles down to your child.
Every time.
Positive or negative. And even you didn't mean it to be negative. But then here we are seeing, you know, the way she decentered motherhood when she needed to affected you.
Yeah.
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 I'm really glad you guys were able to somewhat overcome that, though. And
absolutely. It took a lot of deep conversations. It took a lot of her sharing with me how she felt in those moments. Yeah. You know, and understanding how alone she felt. Yeah. Like around that time of her divorce, like I'm 36 now. I had a pretty traumatic friend breakup a couple of years ago. She was going through a divorce and multiple friend breakups at the time. Like I'm at the age she was when her marriage started to fall apart. And I understand.
You get it now. Yeah.
Oh, I get it. I get it. I get how alone she felt. I get how isolated she felt from the family dynamic. But I also see what didn't happen to provide like fruitful ground for that nastiness to happen. Right. You know, and a lot of that was not necessarily being open.
Yeah. And I really want to name, you know, because I do feel like I get this a lot. I've recently shared a bit more about like my relationship with my mom or lack thereof. And a lot of people are just so gung-ho. And I let go of a therapist for this even. Like, she's just a girl. They're just girls. Like, just, they, you know, grace. Give them grace. Give them. And I'm like, hey, no.
Boundaries matter.
Boundaries matter. This is not everyone's experience. And I am the child. You know what I mean? So I just feel like I love what I heard you say was that your mom was willing to tell you what she was going through. I'm not going to just a girl somebody that hasn't taken the time to humanize themselves to me. I am owed that because now as a mom, as a woman myself who handles herself, who handles her bills, who handles her household, who we should be able to discuss that, to talk about that, especially if, you know, you see the way whatever happened to you is affecting our relationship. You know, it affects your children, your child. I don't care if I'm 36, 37. Yeah.
You'll always be her child.
Yeah. I will always be your child or the child. And I just feel like, you know, I wrestle with this a lot for me and Cadence. Like when she, you know, becomes of age, I need to be ready to share with her what was going on with me while I was raising her and while I was trying to raise myself. And I feel like she's owed that. Our kids are owed our story.
Absolutely. And like you said, my mom was willing to, I mean, she's a Haitian woman, so it's never going to be like, I'm sorry for X, Y, and Z. It's never going to be that. But her version of acknowledging like some of the emotional things that I went through was key, And it took a while, you know, and then, you know, we speak different languages. So we got to have a translator, you know, but I will say that it's good enough. Yeah. It's good enough for me to move forward with this relationship. I love that lady down. Yeah. I really do. And the way that she shows up for me, It's just amazing.
Mhm.
It's just amazing. I really think it changed with the way that she responded
Yeah.
to me telling her that I was pregnant, and the way that she responded when I told her I was quitting my job.
Yeah.
And
She showed up.
Yeah, and she
She
was
yeah.
just like, you did it.
Mm-hmm.
You did it. And if that's what you want to do, I got your back. And that was everything.
I love that. And now it's like, I just know you're the same way for those girls.
Oh, absolutely.
You're the same way.
Absolutely.
You
I'm the crazy
champion
mom.
everything they do. I
Yes.
mean, what's crazy?
Crazy is, don't come home and tell me that somebody said that you were ugly, because I will put you in the mirror and we gonna talk to ourselves.
Oh, I almost took that the other way, because I feel like I would. I guess I'm crazy. I feel like that's.
We will get to how we address the person who said it.
Oh, okay.
But like, for you to come to me being upset,
Mm-hmm.
oh nah, you come to me and be like, oh, that crazy lady said X, Y, and Z, but we're not internalizing none of this. Do you see what you look like? Do you see who you are? Do you see what you offer? And I don't play that.
Step that. I was about to completely. I feel like I would have remembered that afterwards. Like, you come to me, let's go handle some.
Oh nah,
let's go whoop some. And then we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, we'll handle that person later.
Mm-hmm.
But I need to see if this affected you at all. Are we laughing about it, or are we sad? Or why are we sad?
Yeah.
This completely goes against everything that I teach you every single day in this house. Let's deal with that first, and then we'll deal with whoever said it later.
I love that. Okay, well, that's the type of crazy mom I
Yeah, I'm definitely the confidence booster. I'm definitely the confidence booster.
You know what it is? I think also with Cadence, though, she's so much confidence, actually.
Yeah, I see.
She born that way. Whereas I think I came into that where she's always been that.
And I love that for her.
But what's funny is she's super confident, but she will back down really quickly and really easily. Like, if someone else comes into this space and is a bit like, you know what I mean? Like, she immediately kind of bows down to other people. I have never been that way. And so I just feel like I've always been made to like protect myself. I've always had to come to my own rescue. And so where yours is like confidence booster first, like check in with the feeling and then go handle it. Mine is handle it. And then I'll check in with myself first. So I feel like I definitely passed that with Cadence. I'm wondering now, I'm going to go home later and ask, I'm wondering now, which one does she need first?
I mean, as long as she gets both, I don't think it matters. Because my mom is you. I remember the first like argument that I went to, like almost fight I went to, my mom drove me there. And it's like, you either beat her ass or I'll beat your ass. And I'm just like,
you
lady.
Beat her ass and tell her mom to come outside.
No, that is my mother.
Do not play.
Yeah, that is my mom. That is my mom. I mean, maybe you're like my mom and I'm like Cadence, because I am very confident. I mean, I'm very confident. Like, I do not mind being the center of attention. But then I'm married to somebody like Kieran. It's like,
okay, wait, you can go first.
Which I don't mind. If I got to show up, I'm going to show up.
Right.
But, I mean.
You don't need
to, but I can.
What about your girls? How are they?
So, Emery, she's a Leo too. She's a sensitive leader. She loves the stage. She loves the stage. Put her in front of a stage. She's a competition cheerleader now. She can't wait for competition. But she's very sweet and kind of chill. So but she's wordy. So she would never come home and like cry because somebody messed with her. But she will cry because she didn't say what she really wanted to say in the moment.
Okay.
Sydney, she's a gangster. Like I don't worry about Sid. Sid gonna be the person that I'm gonna get phone calls home. But I don't worry about Sid.
That's perfect.
Sid is her own advocate.
I mean, immediately with each other.
That's why I hit you up. I couldn't stop hearing about Cadence. I'm like, okay, well, if I got a new niece, let me see who her mom is.
No, I mean, I feel so sad that we're so far apart that they couldn't get back. Because I mean,
we're gonna do it. We're going to do it.
Their connection was everything.
I know.
And immediately.
I know.
Yeah.
I even like seeing the snippets. I think they'll be great friends. But no, we're going to, next trip, I'm bringing her and we're doing a girls trip.
We're going to do something, right?
Yeah, she has to meet Sid. We got to be careful. Sid steals the show.
She's going to be scared. Sid got everybody scared.
Yeah, Sid going to steal all her friends, man. Wait till you meet her.
Listen. But I feel like, you know, I love the example that we're showing for our kids. Like, I think, you know, however we handle it, whether it's confidence first, whoop ass second, or
both need to be done.
Yeah, both need to be done. And I feel like we're quite literally raising ourselves and raising them at the same time. And just to stamp it, as long as we are ready to tell them our side of the story. Yep. But this time we're going to add that story, though.
Absolutely.
We're going to add that. Do you practice sorry?
Absolutely. Yes.
I practice.
Yes.
I practice my sorry.
And I ask for forgiveness. You know, if something happens, like I know that I tend, going back to the type A, sometimes the reason why I go to the emotion so quickly is because I typically don't.
Okay.
And that's how I practice, you know, making sure that the girls know that how they feel is important to me. Because I didn't always get that first. And I needed that acknowledgement. And it really showed in the way that I interacted with people, with friends, with relationships. And I didn't want that to affect the girls.
Like you jumped to fix it before
Yeah. So, I mean, that's definitely the first line of defense for me. I forgot what I was talking about.
No,
like saying.
Oh, wait, now because I said fix it. Hold on. What the heck were we saying? wait. That we make a good example for our kids.
Asking for forgiveness. Asking for forgiveness. Let me see. What was the point that I was making? Okay.
We ask for forgiveness because
saying sorry and asking. Let me just find a way to close it. I think we have to make sure that we ask for forgiveness too, because saying sorry isn't enough. We have to acknowledge what we did. We have to acknowledge how we hurt them if we hurt them, if we cut them short, if we didn't really spend time, you know, talking about something. And I think that like that's the additional thing that we have to do. Because my mom will say sorry now, but I don't really know, you know, what does that mean? Like, what are we, you know, where are we with this? But
is it like, it's like, oh, I'm sorry. And then it's just, sometimes it can feel like it's just to absolve them.
Yeah.
But like, are you really acknowledging what I'm saying?
I don't even know if she actually said the word sorry, but it's definitely not an acknowledgement of the feeling.
Yeah.
And I think that is the additional step that this generation is going to expect from us.
Oh, yeah.
Because the modern mental health movement is a thing.
Boy, this type of motherhood, our mothers would never survive. I'll tell you that right now. Our mothers could never survive the type of mothers that the times right now call for us to be.
Never. The amount of vulnerability, outside of that, the awareness that you have to have about yourself.
Hello.
Because if you don't see it, they'll kick it back to you easy.
That mirror is always ready to come right on
chaser.
Up. Yeah. Yeah. So what do you do as a mom, as a woman before you're a mom, to make sure that you then prepare for that mirror to come up? What your reactions will be and all of the things. What do you do? Like, you know.
It's not even like, what do you do? It's how do you prepare? Like, I think I've been in therapy. I'm not currently in therapy, but I was in therapy consistently for years. I think right now I'm just practicing the work that I learned in therapy.
It's not always healing, right? Sometimes it's live.
Listen.
Live and do the things.
Healed is not a thing.
Yeah.
You are constantly healing. So I think being mindful of certain triggers, being mindful of just, you know, things that I'm dealing with, and not living on an island.
Yeah.
I think that, like, I love my husband. We have an amazing relationship. But he's not my best friend.
Yeah.
That's my husband.
Yeah.
He's, you know, my partner in life. You know, but sometimes you need mirrors outside of the people in your family. You need your friends. You need the people that know you outside of motherhood, outside of partnership, who, like, I remember one of my friends, she was just like, she called me up and she's like, whenever you go ghost for a couple of days, I know something's up. Because you're not the type of person to ask for help, but you're not going to decline it if I offer it. So I'm calling to see if you need me. And it's just like having relationships with other women that, like, I don't have to warm you up to be my friend. I don't have to, like, it's just there. I can lean on you. Like, you're actually offended if I don't. Like, how the hell you was going through this shit and you didn't call me?
Wow.
You know, those are the friends that I have. And I think that you can convince yourself that your life is anything when you have enough alone time to say it to yourself. But, you know, just having those mirrors and those people to check in and just that moment to be you outside of everything that you are for other people is so helpful. Yeah. Like most of the awareness and the things that I like get to notice about myself are through conversations with my friends. Yeah. You know, and it's amazing. I didn't always have that, or maybe not in this way, but having it now is everything. Wow. I'm a better mother because of the people in my life, for sure.
Wow. I mean, I was literally about to close with this question, but I feel like you already answered it. I was going to, my original question was going to be, and what do you think is the most important component to surviving womanhood attached to motherhood? And it seems like it's community.
Absolutely.
Friends.
Sisterhood.
Yeah.
Not just people, sisters. Like people who take the time to get to know you and take the time to figure out how they can be there for you without asking.
Okay.
It's so crazy. Like the friendships that I have now, I've built over, I want to say maybe like the last 5 years. I've never had a group of women that have been so willing to accept me as I am that I don't even have to perform. I'm so used to performing, so used to trying to make sure that I show that I'm valuable, you know, in this relationship, in this friendship or whatever, you know, and it's just like, I don't have to do any of that. And I'm still discovering it as I go, like as things are changing and as my life is changing. And it's like, they're still solid.
Yeah. And I know you've mentioned a couple of things of how you found your community. And I know when I discuss like community is very important. I create my own community in order for me to survive womanhood and motherhood. Can you just give us some tips for those women who are like, I feel like I'm drowning. I don't have friends. I don't have family around me. I don't have anything. Like, how do I find my people? What would you say?
Use social media. Use social media. So the community that I found, it's so funny. It was a hashtag called DMV Mom Tribe. Okay. And when you click it, you see all of these events happening. And it's like a lot of moms sharing online the things that they're feeling and the situations that they're in. And just reaching out and being like, hey, you want to hang out? I know that sounds so crazy, but that's really,
you just like,
hey, do you want to be friends?
The worst you can get is a no. And then
like,
there is other people.
Listen, one of my friends I met at the nail salon because her nail tech and my nail tech were best friends. And we were pregnant at the same time. And it's like, they would see her, they would see me. And one day she's like, do you mind if I give her your number? That's one of my best friends now. And her son is Emery's best friend. Like, sometimes it's just, maybe we were just both desperate and at our lowest points. But in order to find community, you got to reach out. Yeah. Like you got to be part of the community. Yeah. You have to be part of the community. You have to be part of the community and like you have to be yourself. If you're the type of person that texts once a week, then be that person that texts once a week. Don't be that person that texts every day. And then when you go ghost, people are like, oh, who is she? Why is she doing this? Like, it's okay to be yourself. Yeah. Like your community will find you if you're just open to it. Yeah.
Put yourself out there.
You got to put yourself out there. Yeah. You got to put yourself out there. Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah, that's how we found each other.
It's exactly how we found each other. I mean,
this is how we found the communities that we have. Yeah. Is putting it out there. Yeah. And people will resonate more than you know. More than you know. Nobody's life is perfect.
Others more than we know. Like we think we're imposing on people's lives, but they need us as much as we need them. Absolutely. We need communication. We need community. We need communion. Yeah. So yeah.
They need you too. They need you too. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, I have
loved.
So dope. Yeah, I've loved talking.
Bring me back on
this.
for part 2. We have so much more to talk about.
We're coming back on. Absolutely, we'll make our own little mom community here. Actually, right? And just,
I think we should.
Yes, let's talk shit about our kids.
Oh, I love talking shit about.
Shit about. Only a safe space. Mom would understand that. Like, no, it's been
who doesn't talk shit about their kids?
It's Tuesday and it's been a week. I got some shit to say.
Listen,
like absolutely.
Let's do it.
Schedule it. Pencil it for next time for sure.
For sure.
But for this one, I have loved talking about why it's important to be your own woman.
Yes.
In order to succeed at being a mother. Thank you for everything you've shared with us.
Thank you for having me.
And see you soon.
Of course.
All right. And thank you guys for joining us and spending some time with us on this episode of Afterbirth Podcast. Bye.